I would like to take the privilege to introduce our highly acclaimed keynote speaker, Dr. Giri Shankar. Dr. Giri Shankar heads GS Ventures, one of the foremost and professionally committed HR and behavioral training company, which provides creative solutions to the top multinational corporations, public sector companies, and medium-sized business houses. He is a management and law graduate by qualification, but an attitudinal trainer by choice. In his pursuit of being an accomplished and effective trainer, he obtained extensive training under some of the most authoritative behavioral trainers in the world. This has resulted in him being able to share his international practical experiences across a broad and diverse mix of cultures. Over the last 30 years, he has conducted many powerful workshops delving into various aspects of personal and professional growth, while employing his skill and knowledge to touch the lives of over 3 lakh individuals across the world. Today, Sir is seen as a driving force behind the improvement of many personal and organizational performances. So without much further ado, may I request Giri Shankar sir to please share his valuable insights. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Chinmay. And that was a very smooth and nice start to the day right from the beginning when you just took up the hosting.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
My respectful greetings to the founders of this wonderful organization, GB College, and my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Saili, because I have not seen him for God knows when. Last I must have met him about 20 years ago or so. And suddenly from nowhere, he calls me up and says I should be attending this seminar and orientation. And one of the fulfilling things in that relationship is that, even like what Kamal said just now, is that the old bonds still are warm. You know, there is a saying in behavioral science, relationship is all about relatedness. You may have a connection, but if you don't have connectivity, the connection is useless. We need to have connectivity. So I was so touched when he called up and invited me for this. He has in his enormous amount of contacts, fantastic speakers to come and speak to you, much superior. But I, from my small corner, being invited, feeling very humble and honored. Thank you very much, sir, for inviting me into this platform. And having Kamal in the platform is always a threat because he's such a fantastic speaker. He himself, I mean, the first time I noticed was for his speaking ability and comparing ability. And he is a phenomenal person who is a transferer of motivation. He just makes people wonderfully, wonderfully inspired to do things better. And well, I want to also acknowledge Usha's consistent follow-up with me. And I really pity her for her experience in life, that she has to keep on following with we people, we Indians. You know, unless you call 3 times, 4 times, people don't really take you seriously. I really wanted to tell Usha that, look, one call is enough. And that's it. You don't have to keep calling and telling me, hey, today is no, tomorrow is, day after tomorrow is. I'll come once I said so. And we are trying to create a world of Indians where we can have the one word commitment, and it will happen as we say. Okay. So thank you, Usha, for that. And
yeah, thank you, Dr. Shankar.
yeah, I can understand the trauma of a teacher, trauma of a college faculty, where you have to tell your students hundreds of times to do one small thing. Like on 3rd of February, I want the journal to be submitted. And for the journal to be submitted, they have to start right from previous November. and they start with telling many things. In the beginning it is just an information. Slowly then there will be stupid question answer sessions. Teacher, should I submit it with my left hand or should I submit it with my right hand? Should I cover it? Should I note it? Should I page it? Should I illustrate it? All sorts of time consuming stuff. And then she finds nobody is giving. It is already January, nobody is giving, time is going on. And then she keeps on, and then at one point of time she has to really threaten them that if you don't give me your papers, if you don't give me your journal on this time, I shall, and dash 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 dash, and that is a threat. And this is exactly how we as students have been brought up right from the childhood. How we have been brought up is as soon as we came from school and we just dumped that paper or dumped that bag and wanted to run, mummy said, hey, do your homework first. And he said, no, I'll do it later. No, do it now. Otherwise, and that otherwise has got a threat. Teacher will scold you. Okay, otherwise you will fail an exam and you will be out of the school. That's an insult. I have to either threaten you or I have to insult you to do your job. This is the way we have been trained right from family. So even the teachers also came from such families. So they also know only that language where we have to threaten somebody to get this job. It works even for carpenters and tailors and even electricians. Everywhere you go, we became a community where we will not function unless it is the last day, unless it is unavoidable, unless there is a huge threat. That's why we have this 31st March long queues in income tax, and we have the last day in the electrical bill shops. All that is because of that. We are creating a community. What I want this Guru Nanak Dev University to do is, let's change this community of students into students who would say, I will do because I said so. I will do because I am responsible to do. And I will do it at any cost at the time I commit to do. I am not going to create an excuse for my responsibility. This is the community that we are looking for. This is the community that the corporate is looking for. People who say they will do and they will do. So attitudinally, we need to start practicing, and there will be hundreds of pressures, not just one presentation or something. There will be, every teacher will give presentation requirements, every teacher will give projects assignments, everyone will give. And not all of them will be supportive, not all of them will be convenient, not all of them will be easy, but we shall do. This is the kind of shift that we need to create, coming from a regular college to a master's degree. You are not standing on an ordinary platform. The world, till the day when you cross out on 2022, you know what the world is going to call you? The world is going to call you a master. The world is going to call you a master. A master is the one who knows it. Master is an exemplary role model. And that is the expectation that the college and the teachers are generating within you. And the practice of 2 years there for you to be that. Otherwise, it is just that simple, same old story, We are so good at stories. It's about a Burmese Buddhist village, where once upon a time the Burmese, at that Burmese is modern world Myanmar. They wanted to construct a guest house for the Buddhist monks. So they all gathered together it is on the top of the hill. So they all gathered together and they said, we will do labor service, Shramdan. We will all collect material, we'll collect everything, and we will build, the villagers will build ourselves. So as a part of their enthusiasm, they went to the valley and also called the people from there and said, hey, please come up. And then on this day, we will start and we shall make this small monastery. And everybody came and they all started building. Everybody, somebody carrying water in the bucket, somebody carrying mud, somebody carrying rocks, all are doing their jobs. And at one point of time, somebody noticed that there was one chap who was standing in the corner and watching all this, not helping, not wanting to come in. So out of curiosity, they went to him and said, "Hey man, why don't you come and help us? You're from the valley. So just come and help us." He said, "How can I help you? I have not eaten for 3, 4 days." And the people were very, very upset. The people were very, very annoyed with themselves, and they were very sympathetic. So they ran to the community kitchen, got a lot of food for him, and gave him a stomach full of food. And he was very satisfied. And now people went back to work. And when they went back to work and they started working, suddenly they observed this man is still standing there. So they went and asked him, "Hey, we gave you food. Now you are not hungry. Why don't you come and join us in the work?" He said, "No, how can I join when my stomach is so full?" Now that is what we are all used to. We are used to generating reasons for not performance. We do not want to do, therefore we become masters in excuse manufacturing. Instead of being proactive and generating results in our lives, we start mastering the methods of generating excuses. And when you generate excuses, you only become a master of excuses. Your learning style has changed. Teachers' teaching style has changed. But the only thing about the teacher's teaching style is whether it is changed or not, the teacher gets her salary. For you, you may get the learning or you may not get the learning. So the final victim, the final person who is going to get hurt if the education is not transferred is the student again. So the student has to take responsibility for getting whatever they have to get from the source called the college as much as they can. I'll give you a small little exercise, and try to do it in that. Calculate the total amount of fees and the cost of your attending this course. Whatever, so many lakhs of rupees, whatever masters you have. So calculate every rupee, your pay, your paper, pencil, your ink, and your transportation, and all that. Calculate the total cost of making you an MMM. Now divide that exclusively by the number of direct face-to-face teaching. Not libraries, not references, not group activity. Don't do that. There is nothing there. The teacher, the person who is getting paid to teach you, calculate the number of exact hours, reduce the number of off periods. Take that off. You cannot add that. Okay, take that off the Shivaji Jayanti, Ambedkar Jayanti, Giri Shankar Jayanti. You will have all that. Take that off, right? And take the number of hours the teacher is going to teach you. Then you will know what is the price of your education. You'll be shocked. And once you know this is the cost I am paying for my education per hour, you will never feel like missing your class. Irrespective of the fact that teachers are boring, teaching is not right, subject is boring, I am not well, my classroom is not air conditioned, my mood is not there, today the train is going to be crowded, tomorrow my aunt is getting married. Nothing. You will get that. We used to do that when we were in the institute, in the management institute, and we used to calculate, and we found this is the money that we can never afford anywhere else at that point of time in earnings. So if you really want to know the worth of your education, go for that. And then it is not that it is only for collecting information. After that, there is a cost of processing this information, analyzing, reworking, all that at your cost. That is another way of education building. And then you produce yourself to come as a master at the end of 2.5 years, or maybe less than 2 years. This is the kind of person we are looking for. And it is not going to be helped by anyone. It has to be from, so that's why motivation is different from inspiration. Motivation is a person coming and telling you how to do, what to do every day, does that, knocking on your door, do. That's motivation. That's a person outside you. Inspiration is coming from within. It is in. It is coming from within. It is irrespective of whether there is a teacher in the class. It is irrespective of whether my best friend has missed the train or not. It is irrespective of whether my bandwidth is working or not. So the biggest challenge today is a student's challenge. That is, the student has got a new way of learning, a new way of processing that learning, and finally he has to pay for it as much as he used to pay before, and then he has to produce results for a lifetime. You will never do your MMM again. So if you are planning to do something else after MMM, another career point I just want to advise you. Always improve your brand of educational institute in the next journey. I came from a village school and then I came to a city. I was in a convent school. From a convent school, I went to a top level college. From a top level college, I went to an international level institute. From an international level institute, I went to an Ivy League institute. Like that. I have to do in such a way that I can erase my past. My current is so good, my current is so current and best that I can erase my past small comings. Kamal said so beautifully, my ceiling is open for me, and the ceiling has to be going up and up. It cannot be with a poorer brand. So this is the highest brand at this moment that you got in the GB Seva community, right? And now from here, next one, you will have to be a better brand than this, wherever it is. Like I said, Cardiff or wherever. That is the way you will step up. Or if you're going to stop here, fine, you will stop here. And where will you stop? Canara Bank clerical staff. Very good. Fantastic. Very close to your house. Unionized. Very good. You can even count the number of rupees you will get on the day you retire, on day one of employment. It is that safe, that secure, that steady, if that is what you want. If you want to be industry leaders, if you want to be going ahead, it has to be on it. If you always do what you have always done, you will always get what you always got. अगर आप वही करते रहोगे जो करते आए हो, आपको वही मिलता जाएगा जो मिलता आया है. अगर आपको कुछ नया चाहिए तो आपको कुछ नया करना पड़ेगा. If you want something different, you need to do something different. It cannot be that you carry your old habits, old methodologies, old kind of styles into the new sessions. And then you say that I wasn't given justice. University is bad. Teachers are bad. College is bad. Mother is bad. Father is bad. My Dell computer is bad. My city is bad. Uddhav Thackeray, everybody is bad. Obviously, you can't be the best. I request you students, in two years time, you will be the first perfect COVID batch. First perfect COVID batch. Industry actually doesn't know how to measure you. Okay. And when you don't know how to measure, you generally measure with very hard yardsticks. So you need to be much better than any one of those people ever before. And for that, you need two things. And that is my last conversation with you, because I'm already out of, my available time with you. There's a concept called Garuda Drishti. Garuda Drishti is the top view from where you will look. And there's another concept called Sarpa Drishti. Sarpa Drishti is the grassroots. So what is the future manager required to be trained in? To be as a Sarpa and have a view from the Garuda. That is, I need to be on the ground reality. This is my classroom, this is my this, this is my that. I need to do all that. But how is it going to affect me at the end of 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? What is the picture going to be? I'll close with a small little life experience. Many years ago, almost about 30 years ago, I was doing a program for a company called Neel Kamal. I'm sure you must have heard about this company, Neel Kamal, which manufactures plastic chairs and furniture. And we were doing a marketing program for them. So in the inauguration part of it in Delhi, all their marketing director, regional manager, all of them came, boys came, and we were just about to get into the room in a Delhi hotel where the conference was going to be held. We found that the room was not ready, as usual. In Delhi, everything happens in the last minute. So we saw that it's going to take about 15-20 minutes, and in order to save time on our waiting, what we told them was, okay, do one thing, give us our tea break now. We will have it, and we will cancel the 11 o'clock tea break. So at the foyer, they started delivering the tea and the biscuits and all that, and this room was getting cleaned. And as we were standing there and they were serving tea, the boys also served, the hotel also served the newspaper of the day. And this national director, he was looking at that newspaper, and that day's headline was Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee sanctions 7,000 crores for Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. So immediately the national director called the regional manager, and he said, hey, some Singh or somebody he said, Singh, come and see what is written here. He said, Vajpayee is giving 7,000 crores for Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan. He said, what do you see in it? He said, it's fantastic, sir. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan is good for this country, sir. What else do you see? Our education will improve, sir. What else do you see? Our girl children will be benefited most, sir. What else do you see? India will become a superpower in 15 years, sir. What else do you see? Vajpayee, sir, is a fantastic politician, sir. What else do you see? He's also a great visionary, sir. What else do you see? And he said, this is all that I see, sir. He said, idiot, can you see 70 crores worth furniture business in this? That is Garuda Drishti. Being in the Sarpa, I am just reading a headline here, 7,000 crores. And I have to understand, if 7,000 crores of educational policy reforms have to be done, 70 crores has to be given for furniture. And that's my business. I have to pick there. It doesn't matter to me whether they have bricks or cement or anything. I want that 70 crores for my company. That is called Garuda Drishti and Sarpa Drishti distinctions. I invite all of those students today. Okay. Do not count on the university. Do not count on the college. Do not count on your teachers. They are doing their best. They are challenged heavily. They have their own problems. College is a problem. University is a problem. You just visit that university, you will know. Your name of the university is University of Greater Problems. And then with that, and I'm sure when Mr. Raman Saili and his team selects you, they must have seen some spark in you. Although you might not have come with great scores and all that, they must have seen some spark. And that spark is something that you have to prove to them that they saw the wrong spark that was actually a hidden fire. And when you show that to the world, that is the time your parents will understand that they sent you and the decision to send you for this course was right. That will be the time your seniors will know that we had an institution where we had grown. That will be the time the teachers will know that we spent our time on a firebrand group. That will be the time Mr. Saili will know the long years of his gray hair and long years of his experience was worth reinvesting in the children of tomorrow. Thank you, and God bless you.